Welcome to Common Questions About Discipleship, a series by the Evangelical Alliance Mission. Is discipleship only related to certain parts of our lives? I think most of us would say no. Of course, discipleship is not only related to certain parts of life. We know that much like following Jesus, discipleship is not a box to be checked off, but rather a way of living that continually transforms us more into the likeness of Christ. The concept is simple, but in practice, the more we allow discipleship to truthfully seep into every area of living, the more we are confronted with the reality that as people living in this broken world, we actually have a tendency to keep parts of our lives untouched by the Spirit's formation. So my next question is, what certain parts of our lives might be operating apart from Jesus without discipleship? Let's look at the team-wide definition of a disciple. A disciple is a learner, follower, and a lover of Christ, who loves and serves the church and makes disciples. In this definition, there is an aspect of our worship of God, our engagement with the church, and our mission in the world. Everything we do on a day-to-day level relates to being a disciple. To serve the church and make disciples is all about living intentionally in our relationships, meaning that discipleship is a community experience, not an isolated one. So much of the fruit we see in our journey as disciples happens with other people. So back to the question, what parts of my life might be operating apart from Jesus without discipleship? To answer this, it is helpful to start by identifying the areas of life that we give time, energy, commitment, and love to. There's the obvious ones, like your job, your friends, your children, and your church. But there's also the more subtle areas, like your spending habits, your scrolling habits, the way you engage in conversations about politics, or the way you talk about your coworkers. After identifying these areas, we can begin to ask ourselves, am I being discipled, and am I being made more like Christ here? If we are unsure, a good next question to investigate is, are other people invited to speak truth and grace into this area of my life? If the answer is no, we might be missing out on an opportunity to allow discipleship to completely transform every part of our being. Jesus left us with a commandment to love one another just as He loved us. He said that by this all people will know that you are my disciples. To honor Jesus' desire for His people, we must allow discipleship and allow others to truly relate to every part of our lives.